Hi, I'm Sheila.
I'm Brandon.
And we're the proud parents of 5 children, and you can follow us on Instagram at MyWilliamsBrood.
It's time for the podcast.
Sweet.
I think it's time to talk.
So, you've got kids.
It ain't easy.
We've got 5.
Oops.
This is parenting. In this podcast, we get down to the nitty-gritty of day-to-day parenting.
The small triumphs
The huge fails
and the little surprises.
that make it all worth it.
This is parenting. Welcome back to the podcast.
Yes, it's been a while.
Yes, it has, and a lot of stuff has happened.
A lot of stuff has happened.
So we're living in a crazy time, as everyone knows, because you're living it too. And I have one thing to say to that. Oh.
We have started drinking.
No, just kidding. We're having sodas.
Yeah, we're 3 weeks into at-home quarantine.
No, we're socially isolated. You
Yes.
have not been quarantined.
Yes, we have not been quarantined.
We are safe and well.
Yes, socially isolating ourselves and also homeschooling 5 children.
That's right. And
Which is insane.
it is insane, but even weirder that how much as parents we relied on that time at school. And
Yeah.
when they leave at 8 in the morning and you kind of have your, whether I'm going to work or you're here, we can get our own business stuff done, our
Yeah.
own work done. And now that's kind of null and void for the most part, as I'm sure everyone else is experiencing. If you're listening to this, it reminds me of when they were toddlers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's
Enlighten me.
just constantly chasing after them, making sure they're okay, stopping the screaming and the crying and the
Oh, you mean trying to homeschool?
Yeah. well, not even just homeschooling. The fact that they're just here all the time,
Yeah.
they never leave.
I know, and I remember thinking, oh gosh, they're going to be home in an hour. You know what I mean? I constantly had that feeling like, oh, where's the time gone? I mean, they're going to be home in an hour. I haven't gotten everything done.
Now they're just
I'm
always
like,
here.
they're always here. And I hope that I'm really going to relish that time when it does come back, if it ever comes back.
Relish it?
But just
What, the school
like
time?
when they are, yeah, are like,
I'm going to relish the time when they're gone.
okay, I'll go back and say, I just think that I'll probably be more efficient with my time when it does come back, if it does. It's interesting. There's a lot of wonderful things about it.
It is cool.
You know, we're
I got to
all
say,
together all the time.
I'm enjoying this time, kind of. I am. I don't mind not going into the city to work. I like that I can work from home.
Yeah.
We're very fortunate, both of us,
Yes,
that we can
are for sure.
still continue to work, and that we don't have to work 8 hours a day. We can still maintain and take turns. You go record in the studio, I'll go record in the studio, and
When you're recording, I take the kids
Take the kids outside
and keep them quiet.
and vice versa.
And I find lately, at first I was kind of frustrated because I was like, oh, I got to get the kids out of the house. But now I'm like, if I don't go out there and get fresh air and kind of run around with them or do something, I mean, I go insane.
Yeah, it's good to get outside, get out of your pajamas, get ready for the day. So let's talk about what our normal day is like and some things that we've learned that kind of help this homeschooling process, because I'm sure there are a lot of parents out there that are homeschooling for the first time. Maybe not. I mean, you may be professional homeschoolers. We definitely are not.
We are not. We are not. We are.
And I have
so
kudos for the
impatient.
teachers.
Oh my
Man,
gosh.
teachers. But here's the thing. I think when the kids are at school,
Mm-hmm.
they're sitting at a desk. They realize the convention that, whether they know what the word convention is or not, but they realize that they have to sit in the desk. The teacher's talking. They may
Everyone's
talk too
doing
much,
it. Yeah.
but everyone's working. They're there for a purpose. But it's tough to turn, just like it's tough to turn your home into an office, it's tough to turn your home into a school,
It
and
is.
for them to take it seriously. I mean, the hardest thing is just to keep them doing it, because they'll just get up and start walking around and looking for something to eat.
Yeah,
and
so that's
they go to the bathroom all the time. I gotta go to the bathroom, Dad.
I know, and
Okay.
I'm sure they do that at school too. Like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom because they're trying to avoid doing the work that they need to get done. But yeah, it's definitely frustrating. It's hard because they're all different ages. The older ones, the oldest tends to be really good with getting his computer and doing his work, but some of the younger ones definitely need more hands-on attention and need us to be there and keep them active. And it's tough because we're still doing the same things with cooking and cleaning and trying to potty train a toddler, all those same things poorly.
Poorly, indeed.
We're still doing all those same things, but now we have kids who are also trying to learn and do school at the same time. And that's just kind of, it's a balancing act for sure.
One that I'd say we're failing at?
I don't know.
You're
Oh,
laughing,
sorry.
but
I mean, no, I think some days are better than others. I think that when we have, so we have our routine. So every Sunday night for right now, go on the calendar on my Apple calendars, and I set out everything for the week and basically organize meals, because I think at this time for me, what's hard is you really need to make sure that you have the meals planned out. I think because if we don't, all of a sudden we're like teaching and cleaning, and then it's, oh no, what are we cooking? And if we can prepare that a little bit ahead of time, if I at least have a calendar where I know, okay, what am I cooking today for the meals? Because now we're definitely doing all three of those meals during the day.
yeah, every
so
meal for 7 people.
Yeah, that's just insane.
And our dishwasher broke. Awesome.
Yes, today. Oh my gosh, we had a leak. How did we figure it out?
You figured it out.
Oh,
You
I
walked on
figured
the
it out.
carpet and it was wet.
Oh, I noticed that the carpet in the kids' room I was kneeling on it trying to fix our printer because
the printer wasn't working either.
50 times a day with these kids, and then I realized my knee was wet, and it's about 4 feet away from the wall. The wall is connected to the utility room, and so I went into the utility room and noticed there was water leaking from the ceiling. So meanwhile, you're trying to work and set up for a session. The kids are upstairs running around when they should be doing schoolwork, and we're all of a sudden dealing with a leak. And then we had to figure out what it was.
The submarine is going down.
gosh,
we have to fix it.
And of course, you called the plumber. He was like, it's social isolation. I can't come over and help you.
Yeah, but we found out it was just our dishwasher.
It was just a matter of, troubleshooting.
So we just have to get a new dishwasher. So we've replaced every major appliance in our home over the past 7 years. Literally everything. Washer, dryer, oven, dishwasher, and refrigerator. And now we're going through the second round. So this is the dishwasher. Pretty soon the washer's going to break.
It's been a few weeks we've had since we've had our last podcast. And since then, we have replaced the dryer, which went out and stopped working. Yeah. And then now we're replacing the dishwasher.
And we may not be able to get a new dishwasher. I don't know if they're delivering or not. We should be doing that right now. But instead we're doing a podcast because we are 4 weeks behind. We apologize for that.
I know you've all been waiting on Pinson either.
COVID got in the way.
Yeah, and homeschooling is kind of crazy. Anyway, so we figured out there was a leak in the bottom of the dishwasher. Water was pouring everywhere.
But we figured out what the problem was.
Yeah.
And now we just have to stop using the dishwasher. So 3 meals a day plus snacks. We have to wash 7 people's dishes by hands.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the military.
Yeah.
And
what'd you say today? It's
working
like we're
in the mess
apartment
tent.
living again.
Yeah, it's like apartment living when you don't have a dishwasher.
Oh my
so anyway,
goodness.
so planning meals. For me, the one thing that's the most confusing is I totally understand how Merrick's homework comes in and how to figure out what he's supposed to be doing, but I don't understand the youngest first grader's homework, and I feel like you have like a magic book that she sent you. I don't understand that. I don't understand Jake or Reese's either. So they're always like, you'll be gone somewhere. They're like, Dad, I don't have anything to do. What do I do next? I'm like, I don't know. Go to the bathroom again.
Yeah, but it's the same thing as Merrick. So the oldest has his classroom, but he has a different Google Classroom for each class he's in because he's in middle school. So now he's doing one for each grade. The thing that he usually struggles with is the Spanish, which I know a little bit of. But, for him it's a little bit harder to take in the Spanish. But it's hard for anyone really. Anyway, but he's usually pretty good at doing it. But he opens each folder.
Yeah, I know how to do Merrick.
So you know how to do
the others.
So then theirs is so much easier than Merrick. So you just open it up and you have the schools, and then you have the other folder, which is the main classroom.
They're not labeled. It's not English. It's labeled what?
Okay, so that's the thing. When you go into the folder, then there's a stream, which is where the teachers usually say, "Hi, hello, how are you doing?"
But they call
Here's
English
the plan.
something else.
ELA.
Oh, of course, because, English is ELA.
Well, because once you're in middle school, it's an English class, but before it's English language arts.
Ah,
It's the
there you
art
go.
of learning.
ELA.
Yeah.
No one explained the acronym to me.
But yeah, so when you go into theirs, it's the classroom, and then you have the stream, which is where the teachers usually talk to you, and then the teacher gives their schedule for the day, and then the classwork is where you go to find out what your classwork is. So then you have the art teacher, which gives things that don't have to have a due date, but they're like fun things that kids can do, and the math,
You gotta stop that crap.
all that kind of stuff.
That's and we get constant emails from the teachers, which they're trying to help, and I'm sure they are, but I feel like they're giving extra assignments because they're like, oh, these kids, they have so much free time. I'm like, just stop. Give us the bare minimum so they can learn.
Yeah, the hard thing is too is that it's not just the teacher. It's the teacher and then the reading teacher and then the assistant, and they're all saying hi, hello, how are you, and how's everything going? And it's a little overwhelming when you have 5 children.
Yeah.
It's constant. But
so the messages don't have 5 children.
Yeah, and yeah, that's tough. Yeah, so Merrick does his stuff. He's pretty good with his. He's pretty self-sufficient. Reese is as well. He's good. I feel like when every once in a while he pretends, he's the kid who pretends like he needs help when he really doesn't. Although when he does his reading, insightful and informative, and he gives his opinions and all this, but he does massive run-on sentences, which drives me nuts. It's just like one run-on sentence after the other.
Right.
It's like bonkers, and it's really just like tough because anyway, so he does these run-on sentences, and he tends to he reads a ton. Like, he just wants to read all the time, which is awesome. So thankful. You cannot complain about the kid reading, but when he does his reading responses, he tends to just tell retells all the time. So we have to work with him about opening, it up a bit more and telling us how he feels about it, and working on the punctuation, trying to get him. And really the best thing to do with that, I find, is just have them read it out loud.
No one likes to punctuate in our family, it seems.
Or
none of the
capitalize,
kids do.
really.
Capitalize or punctuate.
Yeah.
I'm like, this makes no sense what you just wrote here. Jake wrote a sentence the other night that was 2 paragraphs long. It was one sentence. But it connected with ands and but and so, a lot of so's. So this did this, and I was over there, and so, and it just like went on and on. I broke it into 9 sentences. I was like, yeah, you got to put a period here, capitalize this one.
Yeah, Reese's, as well as also actually, like that's how he does his, like, on and on and on and on. I'm like, okay, enough. It's funny, actually. Reese was trying to help Liv, and she was writing the word device. What's your teacher was like, 3 things you miss about school learning, and 3 things you love about learning at home. And one of them was like device times. And she wrote device, but she spelled it, I'm sure I'm trying to get this right, B-V-I-S. B-V-I-S. And so
Beavis.
he came over and was like, Beavis? What the heck is Beavis? Like, Liv, this just doesn't even make any sense. And I was like, that's not a way to help your sister. I was like, and guess what? When you were her age, you used to mix up your B's and D's as well. And it's like he didn't, obviously click into that at all, but that's what it was. Like, at that age, you tend to write, sometimes E's and R's backwards, B's and D's, you mix them up.
Don't you love it when you hear your children talking to each other in like a terrible, rude way, and while they're doing it, it upsets you, and then you realize, wow, they're talking to each other like I talk to them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, don't talk to her like, oh, wait, I'm just doing the same thing.
Yeah, I don't, yeah, that's tough. That is tough, because you do hear them repeating the way you speak. Mm-hmm. And that is definitely hard. It's like Merrick, more like, come on, like, you got to calm down, don't lose your temper so easily. You can't
mean
talk
like
to people
you?
like that. I know. And then it's like the same thing with us. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to like calm down. And lately Merrick's been saying to me, Mom, it's okay. Calm down. Like, it's going to be okay.
Oh, like, wow.
Yeah. I'm like, no, it's not.
That's because he hears me say that to you.
Oh gosh, I know. See, that's the thing. I think sometimes although we probably lately maybe not so much, but pretty good at calming each other down. Like when you see me kind of losing my temper, you'll say, "Okay, switch it up." I think that helps.
Tag team.
That's right.
Tag out, baby.
I know, and sometimes we need to do that because otherwise we're gonna lose
I'll yell
our
at him.
minds.
You rest your voice.
Yeah.
Go rest your moneymaker.
You know, a side note away from the homeschooling business. My sister, who just has her second baby now, we've talked
Congratulations.
about it. Yes, and they're in quarantine right now actually because they were in California and for a few weeks and then came back and got across the border and well,
So they can't even go get groceries?
no, they didn't. No, my mother and sister actually packed them up, got them groceries for them before they came
Oh, they
home.
brought the COVID
Yeah.
home to them. That was nice. Packed up the disease
No,
and
no,
brought
no.
it to their house.
They, stocked their fridge and cabinets full of food so that when they got home, they had food because they had to be in quarantine for 2 weeks. So they're in quarantine, and my brother-in-law walks in to the kitchen, and I guess he's, gone outside for like an hour or something. And my sister's filmed him walking into the kitchen and saying, "Hey, I just built a stool." And
All right.
because he's awesome like that. He just kind of walked out.
He's a builder.
He's a builder. So he built a stool for his 2-year-old daughter
To climb up to wash her hands at the sink.
and so the daughter's like super excited. "Daddy built me a stool," and she's running to the bathroom and they set up the stool. And my brother-in-law and my sister are looking at each other like super excited, like this is awesome.
Now she could finally reach.
Now we don't have to pick her up to have her wash her hands. This
Right.
is awesome. And I'm watching this mother of 5 laughing. I'm just like dying laughing because
They've
to
pulled
them,
the pin from their grenade.
to them, they think that this is a nice convenient thing now that she can get up to the water.
Stools are the worst for bathrooms.
gosh.
You don't want them to be able to reach the water. What are you thinking?
It's like they're independent. Yes, now they can wash their hands, but I mean,
But here's the difference. They probably pay attention to her all the time. Whereas we'll be, with one of the other kids and then all of a sudden say, "Where's Shaw?" And then run into the bathroom and he's poured water from the sink and mixed soap and poured it everywhere.
oh yeah. So that was what my brother-in-law Chris said today. He said, I said, "Well, what do you think how is it like 1 and 2? Are they different babies?" And he said, "Well, before I just knew that if I was doing something, she had our oldest, like she had Amelia Rose. Anyways,
Yeah, they're
she
playing
had
man on man right
yeah,
now.
right. And so and he said, "You're really just always on them. You're always watching them. You're always looking at what they're doing. And now it's like she's got the baby and I've got her. And you can't have your eyes on one at all times.
And we're
when you
playing
have 2
zone
kids.
right now.
When you have 2,
poorly.
that's exactly what it is. So, but that is the thing. Yeah, like Shaw will. I mean, he is the one kid. I used to see people or pictures of people putting the lock on their toilet. And I
Yeah.
was like, my kids have never really played in the toilet before. I'm not worried about that. Maybe once we had an incident in the city. Somebody flushed something down the toilet. It was one of the kids, and the repair guy came in and broke the toilet and gave us.
Oh, right. Oh, God. Remember that?
Yeah, he had to hammer the toilet once. But other than that, no one has really been like that. And so, but Shaw will throw things in the toilet. He's like, "My ball's down the toilet," and he'll flush
Really?
it.
I didn't
oh
know
yeah.
that.
Oh, he flushed that the cool glow ball down the toilet, and then he
Went
sticks.
to the septic then.
He takes the drain out and sticks everyone's toothbrushes down the drain. Like it's unbelievable.
I changed out the drain, found
He's
the toothbrush in
obsessed
there.
with putting soap in his hands or soap in his hair.
Gel in his hair.
Oh,
The
now
other night
he's
he
got-
used a half a bottle of gel.
Oh my gosh, it was so, and he was like so upset. Like, "Don't take my gel from me."
He looked
That's
pretty
my gel.
cool, though.
It smelled really nice.
He smelled good. And
but
looked
his
pretty
hair
cool.
like stayed up like just
for
did not
a
come
day
down.
or so.
It was horrible.
It did not move.
Oh
It
my
was straight
gosh.
up.
I like just it was horrific. And it's always a mess in that bathroom. It drives me nuts. Every single day I'm like, why? Just cleaning and cleaning that bathroom is driving me nuts.
Yeah, I don't understand when you say to a kid, "Hey, put this in the dirty clothes hamper." Or no, you don't say that. I'll go, "Throw this in dirty clothes." And Liv will take it and just throw it on the bathroom floor.
Yeah.
And I'll walk past the bathroom and be like, "What? Why is there Because it's right next to the hamper.
Yeah.
You couldn't just put it in the thing. It's fun to put it in the hamper. I like putting clothes in a hamper. It's like doing a basketball goal. Yeah.
A goal.
Is it a basketball goal? Is it basket?
Hoop. Yeah. It's like scoring 2 points.
Yeah.
Scoring a 3-pointer. Depends on where you're shooting from. But yeah, it's very frustrating. I completely agree with that. They each have their own hampers now, and their clothes are still all over their room. Merrick will shower in our room because he kind of likes privacy. So we say, hey, you're the oldest, go shower in our room. But every single time he leaves something on the floor. Every time.
Just for you.
Yeah. No, just for you. Because Brandon over here, Dad, started saying that you were going to put his underwear on your head and wear it to the bus stop.
If I kept finding it on my bathroom floor.
And, of course, now we're in
so it doesn't happen.
So you'd have to walk around the house.
I'll just put it on my head and get on the next Zoom call he has.
I saw this really funny video online, actually, where 2 parents took their kids' underwear, and put it over their head. Like, they would put it over their head on one leg of the underwear and tie it in the back, and it was like a perfect COVID mask.
That sounds disgusting. I would not put any of my children's underwear.
Hopefully it was clean
Even
underwear.
if it was clean, you can't get them clean enough to put them in your mouth.
Side note with laundry, if you're a first-time parent, when in doubt, just throw in the laundry.
What do you mean? As opposed to what?
Save
Throw it
yourself,
in the trash?
No, save yourself that moment of wondering if those socks or that underwear is dirty. It's dirty.
It's dirty. Speaking of funny videos,
what?
We made
a fun video.
Well, I don't know if it's a fun video. I don't know if it's funny.
Yes, we made a homeschooling parody.
Yeah. So go to YouTube and look up Homeschooling Williams Brood.
That's right.
And you can see us rocking out.
Our channel is My Williams Brood?
On YouTube.
My Williams Brood. BROOD.
Share and subscribe.
That's right. Subscribe. That's the big one. But it's super funny. Hoping to do more of them if we, can
blowing up in Michigan. I don't know why, but we are.
I know. They put it on the Michigan news, and now people think we live in Michigan.
And we don't. Nowhere near Michigan.
Although a great place.
How are you doing mentally with being stuck at home, even if the kids weren't here?
With being stuck at home?
And the state of the world.
It's funny. Sometimes I say I'm like an agoraphobic. I'm like, I like just being at home. Every once in a while I want to get out. I miss the gym.
Uh-huh.
And I think what I've noticed more than anything is that if I am not on our routine and working on our schedule, I lose my mind. I go a little bit nutty. Like we need to go to bed earlier. And when I get up in the morning and I exercise, if I don't exercise, I lose my mind. And I think we had to talk about it yesterday because I was kind of at night being really, what's the word we like to maybe snotty or just annoyed.
Do we like to use the word snotty? I don't know if snotty is the word we like to use.
Hey, I'm using, we like to use. Yes, I was getting very irritated.
You're a little crabby.
And sometimes I was like, why am I so crabby? Oh, well, wait, maybe because I had slept, I didn't get a good night's rest. I went to bed late because I was doing stuff and I did not exercise. So now I've kind of started to just, if the kids are going outside or I need to bring the kids outside, I go with them. Today we played Bloody Murder, their tag game, which was super fun. Yeah. And I got to tell you, these little sprints, although I was like, oh my gosh, I'm out of breath. It was good for me to just get out in the fresh air, run around with the kids. I was working. They were loving it too. And the kids had this biggest fight, Reese and Merrick, the oldest two. And Reese was like, yeah, I don't know if you want Mom to be it. She's super fast. And Merrick was like, no way, Mom's not super fast. And now Reese is probably the fastest of our kids. And I had a little race against Reese. So he knows.
Did he beat you?
He knows I'm really fast.
Did you beat Reese?
Yeah, I did.
Did you really?
Yeah, I beat Reese. He's beat me before too. But, I mean, that won't last that long.
Well, he's 3'5", so if you lost to him.
But it's a fun game, and the kids enjoyed playing it. And then I got a hold of the axe. And I started chopping wood. Oh my gosh. Therapeutic. I highly recommend going out and chopping wood.
Especially if you're going to live in a New York City apartment. Just get out there, chop some wood.
Well, hopefully you're not doing that.
And kudos to those people in New York, man. I just feel so awful for them stuck in apartments.
Yeah, for sure.
We did apartment living for many, many years, and I would just be losing my mind right now if I couldn't go outside. I don't know if you notice.
More than you already are being here at home?
Well, I go outside on the porch. You notice how I just go out there and go,
I know.
Nice.
Every once in a while I see you go, I gotta get outside, and you just walk outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, man, yeah, chopping that wood was therapeutic, and it's good. I like the kids know the rules with it because a couple of the kids came somewhat close to me on the side and said, walking behind, and I was like,
That's
and
good.
I had already seen them, but I loved that they both went walking behind, like, don't bring the axe up. We're about to, they knew the rules, which made me very happy.
Did you teach him that, or did I?
I think we both did.
That's good.
It was when we were both out there once, but yeah.
We're out of
We're
firewood.
kind of done with the cold weather, though, right?
I don't know. It still feels really cold. It still gets down to the 30s at
No,
night. I
mean, we're done with it. Like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
done.
Yeah, I would like it to be warm
It
and
is
sunny.
so cold. Yeah, it's very frustrating. My best friend Liz out in California.
Yeah, she goes swimming every morning.
She's like jumping. Although she told me the water's freezing, so she's doing that. You should follow her.
We could jog
Liz
down to the Hudson.
Millian, Milien. She's very funny, and a Beachbody coach, by the way. I don't know if I told you that, but she she is pretty awesome, and she's been outside every day, and she's talking about planting, and it's beautiful out there. And now I'm very.
You got to start planting soon.
I know. We have to go 1 week at a time planning inside.
So we were thinking about getting chickens.
Oh yes. Oh, you know what? You had a conversation with your parents about that.
They said, don't do it.
Why?
Because your house will smell like chicken. So this is what my mom said. She
Okay.
said when she grew up in Arkansas,
Yeah.
she lived in the city, but it was Arkansas, so all of her neighbors had chickens. And you walked outside, and she said it just smelled like chicken poop. Everywhere
Really?
you went, just reeked of chicken crap. She didn't say crap.
No way your mother said
No,
that.
she said poop. Chicken shit is what I say. And she said, and it's just constant cleaning and constant upkeep, and all you get is eggs out of it. And they get killed by foxes, and you're just going to be, it's going to cost so much more money and so much more time when eggs are so cheap. Well,
Not free range eggs.
well, no, not free range eggs. They're $2 more expensive. It's the effort
Yeah, time and effort.
that's tough.
Yeah, I get
So
it.
we'll revisit the idea.
You know what's funny? I said, I don't know if you were there when I said this, but I said, oh, if we got chickens, I was telling the kids about it, and I said, we're gonna turn this clubhouse back here. No, wait a minute, you can't turn it into a clubhouse or into a chicken coop. That's our clubhouse. I'm like,
That's where we store balls.
you don't even go into it. Reese, the creature of habit, he does not like change. But I said, if we get the chickens back here, I don't know if we want to get the chickens because we might have to get a dog then to keep the fox away or coyotes away. And Liv said, oh, well, that's okay. I mean, if we have to get a dog, we'll get a dog.
She really wants a
Just
dog.
like that. And I'm looking at her like, I know you've wanted a dog for so long. It was just funny that way
Why don't
she
we get a
said it.
dog now that we're stuck inside?
No way.
No?
Oh, that'd kill me.
I like dogs. I'd
Yeah,
like to sit on my
okay.
couch with that dog on my lap.
But our children already destroy the house. It's a mess. It's just like they are like tornadoes in every room that they go into.
Yeah.
And so now you add a stinky dog in the mix that I have to pick ticks out of. And,
No, it's just too much.
it's
It's
just,
just
and they
too
scratch
much.
up the floor more than the kid. It's just too many things. Too many things. And I don't even want to deal with that.
All right, so no dog.
There was a tornado in your town this week.
Oh,
Speaking
yeah,
of tornadoes.
super bad tornado. But, it was a Category 3. Some people say Category 4 destroyed a lot of buildings, a lot of property, a lot of businesses. Injured, I think last count I heard was 18 people, but no one died. From what I heard. I mean, I'm sorry if I got that wrong, but I mean, the thing that saved their life was the fact that everyone was at home social isolating. They weren't at the mall, which got destroyed. They weren't at
It was
restaurants.
the middle of the day too, right?
Well, it was like 4 PM, I think, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And it was like it ripped right through the center of town and destroyed so many restaurants and businesses, and
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
pretty brutal. So there was one tornado that did a lot more damage, or maybe, I mean, to be honest, I don't know how much damage it did. But the one that I think it was 1972, the year I was born, destroyed the high school, destroyed a lot of the town, and killed a lot of people. That was like the big one that everyone talked about when I was growing up. And it's funny, my high school was rebuilt in the 70s. And so it was like super 1970s looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
totally.
brown brick and like the paint on the walls were done like 70s style, and like they had the cafeteria. There
Which
were
is
like
now super
round cutouts, you know, that you could look through, like very like like Brady Bunchy
Yeah.
style. And I don't think it's like that now, but it used to be like that, and we always thought it was so funny because we were so cool living in the 80s. We're like, this is so 70s, it's so gross, totally unrad, unrad. But
Today was
we don't have tornadoes up here, thank God,
yeah, that's true.
because we live on a mountain. Today was what?
Reese's birthday.
Oh yeah, happy birthday to Reese.
Our
He had a good one.
second turned 11 today. I cannot believe he's 11. Can you believe that?
Why are you whispering that?
I don't know.
He's 11. And yeah, but it's weird to celebrate a birthday with, you know, being stuck in our house, because usually we go out and do like,
Yeah, and usually have a birthday party or something.
yeah, or go somewhere and do something, or go out to eat, or
But you know what? This was the first time I think he's ever said this. But he said this was the best birthday ever.
I think he
everything I
might have
wanted.
just been saying that because he thought it was,
I think
he's being sweet.
yes, he's a sweet boy, but I think he was genuine about it. And so here's what we did for a birthday in quarantine. We woke up this morning and he had said to me, like, I want cinnamon rolls or something like that. And I was like, okay. And I'd never made them before. Every once in a while we'll get the Pillsbury ones. And I thought, you know what? I didn't pick those up. I'm going to make cinnamon rolls. So I made cinnamon rolls this
From
morning.
scratch. You made
From
the dough and
scratch.
everything.
Yeah, I made the dough and everything.
Where'd you get the recipe for
Didn't
that?
rise on the online. Everything's on the webs.
Wow. I gotta say, your cooking skills have grown tremendously since I've known you.
Oh, thank you.
Since I refused to eat your eggs when we first were married.
Yes, because in my house, and maybe that's just because of how I grew up, but in my house, they were always like brown buttered eggs and they were crispy on the outsides. Our eggs were always crispy. And for you, your mother was meticulous about them, and she breaks the whites so that they spread out, like literally breaks them with a spatula and then flips them over easy, and they're always like a little bit undercooked. Like
runny
perfection.
yolks.
So you were used to that, and I was used to these crispy eggs, and that's how I cooked
Well, my
them.
mom never made homemade cinnamon rolls. I'll tell you that. Those cinnamon rolls we made were better than the ones at the Cinnabon.
Yeah, what do you call it? You don't call it that though, right?
We call it Cinnabon.
Cinnabon.
I got me a big Cinnabon.
We call it
for
the
at the airport.
Cinnabon. Yeah, we called it Cinnabon. But yeah,
Because
so
you're French Canadian.
so we
The
did.
Cinnabon.
I did the homemade cinnamon buns for breakfast,
Uh-huh.
and then and these were, you know, when we usually ask our kids on their birthdays, like what do you want for your birthday meals, or what do you want to do for your birthday, and that kind of stuff. And so he had mentioned, you know, he'd want cinnamon rolls, and he said, is there any way we could have root beer floats? Now, let's first say, in our house, we usually don't allow our kids to drink soda just because the diet is not great for growing kids, and the full of sugar is not the greatest because it's a lot of sugar. And usually, as we know very well, because we drink diet soda, we get kind of addicted to soda, regardless of what kind it is. So anyway, so we don't drink a lot of it, but I let the kids, every once in a while, they have a soda. So we let them have root beer floats for lunch with sandwiches and stuff like that. And then what did we do? We played outside.
I didn't.
Oh,
You
and
did.
then after school, I set up a Zoom call with 6 of his buddies and surprised him, and they all sang happy birthday, and the kids played Roblox or something
Roblox
together while
and
they
then
talked about it.
Fortnite.
And they enjoyed it, and he was kind of like surprised, and he got a bunch of birthday presents this morning, and
Got a bunch of
And,
video game stuff, which he was super
he
jazzed
asked
about.
he asked for like the most random things. Like everything today was root beer floats, and what was the other thing he asked for? Eggnog. I was like, I can't get eggnog, but I found eggnog ice cream.
Which is weird that you found an eggnog ice cream.
Yeah, so I put
in
it out with his
April.
birthday stuff, and then for dinner he wanted fried chicken and waffles. Very southern.
For dessert, he didn't want a cake. He wanted
lemon meringue pie.
Which you also made from scratch, and the crust, which was awesome.
And it's funny, originally he had said pumpkin pie. He's usually is not a big cake kid. Like when you go to birthday parties, he doesn't usually eat the cupcakes because he doesn't like it. I know, what's good. Anyway, but then he asked for pie. So we had lemon meringue pie, and then I made the lemon meringue pie for him, which was awesome.
Chicken and waffles and lemon meringue pie, boy.
Yeah, it came out all right. But if you ever make a lemon meringue pie, just saying, it should probably sit and cool much longer so that the gel kind of comes together and is room temperature or cooler before serving it.
It was perfect.
But everyone tends to be super excited to eat it, and it kind of, anyways. But it was good.
Yeah.
And he seemed to enjoy it. And then we did a Zoom call with my family so they could all sing him happy birthday and talk to him, and they were pretty excited.
Yeah.
And then we watched a movie tonight, and I think he had a really fun birthday. So
it was like a birthday that like a dad would have. It's like a dad birthday.
He really enjoyed it.
I just, want to have the meals that I want to eat, watch a movie.
Oh, sorry.
Hang out with the family.
Very true.
Maybe get a couple of ties. It was a dad birthday.
Get a couple of ties.
It was a dad birthday.
Yeah. Oh, I think I just made that all squeaky or something.
Yeah, you did. You got your earphones too close to the microphone.
The microphone. Should we go back maybe?
Loser. Nope. No. Just enjoy. Enjoy that sound, people. You're welcome.
So the things that work in quarantine, making sure we as parents go to bed early, get up early. And for me, it's exercise before the day starts and then have an efficient day with a routine.
Right.
With Liv, with our first grader, we really have to sit with her and make sure she's on task. And if for some reason she doesn't know how to use a computer, which she usually doesn't, if she's done a task or if she doesn't know what to move on to next, the teacher, wonderful Mrs. Ravert, has supplied us with a booklet. So I've said to her now, if you don't know what to do next, just pull up your booklet and start working in the booklet.
Right.
And, 49% of the time she's on the booklet.
That's a pretty specific percentage there.
Yeah, and
49.2% of the time.
What's tough is that we have to we'll put on something for Shaw to watch, and it'll be like a learning, word world, which he likes. But then I have to kind of mix it up for him. So I'll put him out to draw, and then he goes from drawing.
Put him out to draw. Go out there and draw.
I put drawings up, so I'll put out paper, and he'll start drawing, and then basically goes off the paper and draws on everything else himself, the table, the chairs. And usually whatever he's doing is what the first grader would rather be doing.
Right.
So she comes over and draws with him. I'm like, no, you got to get back on your work. Same thing with Play-Doh. So then I'll put him onto the Play-Doh, and he's doing Play-Doh, and she wants to do Play-Doh. So that's the tough thing.
That's a tough
thing to do. And then the third grader has been really, really had a hard time just paying attention. And he's the middle child again, so of course it's hard. But yeah, it's tough because if you've got to go work and then I'm by myself, it's insane. And he does not want to pay attention. He does not like sitting down and working. I don't blame the teacher for sending me all those, what are they called? Think sheets, which, by the way, I emailed the teacher and said, hey, I think I'm going to need some of those think sheets.
Explain what a think sheet is.
It's basically like a 5-page booklet that the kids get when they misbehave in class, when they're doing something like not listening or...
It's a replacement for corporal punishment, which is what I got. Yeah. I just got smacked when I was a kid. Pay attention.
Instead of the ruler hitting,
They get, here, think about it. It's the think sheet.
Yeah, so they have to fill out this think sheet and take it home, and then they have to tell their parents. They have to hand the think sheet to their parents and, confess that they had got a think sheet today. And so he would, in the last, month and a half before we went into social isolation, he was getting these think sheets. And I was like, what is going on? He's like, he's not focusing, basically. And so now I'm really seeing that.
Yeah. He's got
ADD. We have to get him on tack. But you know what?
Get him on meds, I think.
What I think is happening for him is definitely taking away the device time and gaming.
Oh, God, but that's punishment to us.
It is.
Every time I say it, I'm like, now they're just going to be not have nothing to do then.
And ask you to come play or just, whatever it is.
But I can't just deal with them all the time because I have my own stuff I have to do, and you have your own stuff to do.
But for him especially, taking that away, it helps him focus. I know it's hard to even say that.
I just send him to their room.
Yeah, that's true. We've been doing that too. We've been saying you'll spend all day in your room. And when we're both present and neither of us are working, then you usually take one kid that's self-sufficient and one kid that is a little bit more high maintenance. And then you take them downstairs to a table that we've put to work there. And then I have the other 2 kids upstairs.
But all in all, it's not terrible. This is not terrible.
No.
It's doable, right? And I'm convincing myself. And
yes, but
it is doable. And I'm enjoying this time. You know, I don't get the people are streaming shows all the time. I don't get that. To me, nothing's really changed. It's actually, I have less free time now, I feel like, to myself. But
that's very true.
As far as hanging out with the kids, I think it's good. And I think we should be hopeful. You know, maybe this is going to change everyone's attitude about their family and not taking things for granted. And
that's true.
We could only hope. I'm trying to do glass half full.
I know. I do enjoy, like, we do these little exercise videos with the kids as a family, as a group. I really enjoyed. I think the key to...
We don't do exercise videos. We film us exercising.
Yeah.
It's not like we're doing jazzercise.
No, but we'll do, like, what is it called? Goal Noodle. They'll have
Oh, you actually mean watching a video?
Yeah, like watching a video and doing it together, and that stuff's fun. And
I've done that once.
What?
You've done that once.
No, Liv does a lot. Those are fun to do together. But the oldest could not be bothered with that. He's like, yeah, no.
He doesn't even like to sit to do his homework. He wants to lay down.
Yes, but I think the key is the routine thing for sure. And another thing, the older kids, the first grader is the only one who still has recess and snack now. Let me tell you, if they don't get their 10 a.m. recess and snack at home, plus their noon lunch and recess, and then their afternoon one, it's really, really hard for them to focus, to keep thinking. They've really needed, or can I say relished in this term, their time right now, as we're doing the snack and recess, and then a lunch and a recess, you know, they've enjoyed it, and it works better when they have that time.
Yeah, I agree. Let's do it. Let's wake them up right now. Go run around outside. You'll sleep better.
Yeah, I think that helps. Yeah. And it's fun. It's just like bonkers when you're, still trying to potty train a kid who's does not. Now he's like possessive about his pull up and his bodily functions.
What do you mean possessive? That's my poop.
Yes, exactly. He's like, what did you do? I want it back. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Gross.
I mean, it's never ending.
He's never done that to me. I change his poops.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He gets really frustrated by it.
That's weird. Weirdo.
Oh, wait. Today I was outside. Okay. So then I was outside with the kids and I said, okay, we're going to take a pause. And they had their balls, like different type of balls, all over the yard. They had dumped out that black bin.
Yeah.
And they were everywhere all over the yard. And I said, all right, we're going to put this bin in the middle of the yard. And I said, I'm going to set a timer. Let's see if we can do it in under 2 minutes. And then they all scattered, right? And I was like, and go. And then they go to get the balls. And we stuck it in the middle of the yard. Go. And the 12-year-old is just laying like a la Burt Reynolds on the side of the yard like, yeah, no. This doesn't work for me. I was like, yeah, it is. This is exciting. We got to get in here in 2 minutes. He's like, after like 30 seconds, I was like, get up and go help. And he was like rolling. I was like, okay, fine. So he starts helping. But it was just so funny. Like, those tricks don't work on me anymore, Mom. I was like, no.
It's not a game, dude.
No. But then they filled the bucket, with the balls and whatever. And he picked it up and put them away. But
that's good. That's good. He's smartening up. Anyway, so keep a positive attitude.
Yes.
Love your family. Hang out with them.
But if they're fighting...
Make lemon meringue pies.
That's right. If they're fighting and doing all this, back and forth with each other, I think board games really help. And when you're cooking, baking and cooking is helpful because the first grader, third grader, all working with different types of measurements. And
it's
I
good.
think it's helpful.
It's good times. It is. I'm being serious. I'm being genuine.
I can't tell anymore.
No, I am.
I don't know. Oh, goodness.
Oh,
never a dull moment.
No, but there's a lot of moments at home. It's going by fast, isn't it? No, I'm being serious. Sounded not like that. I'm being serious. I feel like it's just flying by.
You say seems so sarcastic.
I'm being serious. It is. I wake up in the morning, I have my coffee, then I'm like, it's like 4 o'clock. What happened to the day? It's time to make dinner.
Where are the kids? We
Yeah,
have the kids. Have they
I
gone?
haven't.
Today I was just like, all bets are off. It's a birthday. Just do it.
They got their work done, though. Yeah, they did.
The third grader has probably 3 times the work as everyone else does, I feel like. And he's super over dramatic about his work. He's like, there's so much. I can't do it. I didn't know there was 1 or 2
Yeah.
over here. Yeah.
You're not letting me wrap this up, are you? I'm always like, hey, so stay positive. And you're like, yeah, that reminds me of a positive thing that happened in the day.
Okay, obviously we're getting hot here in the booth and it's time for bed.
Yeah.
It's time for bed.
Good luck out there, people.
Stay safe. Stay home.
Go watch our video
Have fun with your kids. And
and share it.
hopefully
like
we'll
it,
be back sooner
subscribe.
than a month.
Yeah, we'll be
Done.
back.
I was a big shot, working in the big city, Metro North Line, 60 minutes door to door. Now I teach grade school. While social isolating, I love my children, but I don't like them anymore.
It's a long day teaching my children. I do math and science.
Social studies and PE.
Feel like a bad mom, 'cause I don't remember fractions.
Feel like a bad dad, sitting on the couch watching TV. And I'm home, homeschooling. And I'm home, homeschooling. All the teachers keep sending us emails. I can't read them, 'cause I'm breaking up a fight.
Reading and writing. Then up next it's Spanish. Es no bueno. Ni no hablo español.
Casa, casa schooling.
And I'm
home, homeschooling. Homeschooling now, I'm 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 homeschooling now.
I want a real school, one without parents, where my classmates don't pick their nose. I want device time. I miss playing Fortnite. How long has Daddy been wearing those clothes? Ew!
And I'm homeschooling now, homeschooling now, I'm homeschooling now, and I'm homeschooling now, I'm homeschooling now, I'm schooling now, I'm homeschooling now. Homeschooling now, I'm homeschooling and I'm homeschooling now, I'm homeschooling now, I'm homeschooling now, I'm homeschooling and I'm homeschooling now, I'm homeschooling now, I'm schooling now, I'm homeschooling now.
I pooped my pants.